Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WDW Fan Zone show. Currently, it's just myself and John Maloney and Michelle Sternberg, my wife, joining us right now. We expect Lottie and Kyle Ferguson to join us shortly, and possibly Darlene. And we're doing our cruise recap from the Lou Mongello WDW radio cruise, which was on the Disney Magic Marvel Day at Sea. Oh, also back here is Bernie, the dog. Say hello, Bernie. So it was a 5-night, 6-day, 5-night, 5-day. It was an amazing cruise.
It was too short.
It was way too short. It was a lot of fun. What was the highlight for you, John?
The highlight, besides my Marvel costume and winning the door decoration contest, my highlight experience-wise, I think, was our podcast family spending the day together on Castaway Cay.
That was fabulous.
Mm-hmm. And there's Kyle and Lottie Ferguson. Welcome to Nightmare. Darlene is missing in action. We don't know where she is. We can't reach her. So,
oh no, hope she's okay.
Who knows?
I tried to call her.
I'll bet she's on the phone with someone. So I just asked John what his highlight was. What was each of your highlights, or was it the same highlight?
I think the highlight was surprising the kids. Yeah, they didn't know until about an hour before we got on board the ship, and so
I watched that video. That was so cute.
It was
really exciting to see their reactions and how excited they were to be on the ship.
That is amazing that you were able to keep that secret for so long. I remember you a couple of times, were thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to know, or, there was some little slip up that you would try to cover.
Yeah. Honestly, it wasn't really that hard to cover. They just weren't catching it.
They weren't expecting it. So
yeah,
they were off in, their day-to-day kid world, and
it was
not worrying about the adult stuff.
What was your highlight for the cruise, Michelle?
I have to say it was on Castaway Cay, when John was so kind to share his cabana with us. Mm-hmm. I love that day.
Yeah,
that day was spectacular. It felt like royalty. I mean, it just felt like we were really special, and it was wonderful. I loved it.
Yeah, for me, it was the same. It was the cabana. Besides that being the best day for me, or I should say, besides the food, that was the best day for me. But yeah, I mean, it was so wonderful to watch Lottie's kids just running around and then taking a nap.
and waking both of you up when I came back from. Where did I go?
Yeah, they both fell asleep, Lottie and Stuart. They both fell asleep in the cabana.
And speaking of falling asleep, thank you for joining us, Darlene.
Oh, you're welcome. Sorry, I was outside with the dogs.
Are they still missing you that much that they want to take up all your time?
Oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe it. They want to just like crawl right up, onto my lap. Like every time I go to leave the house, they're like jumping all over me. I'm like, sorry, boys.
Yeah. So what was your highlight?
Just being back up on, the Magic, and being with our WDW radio family, all the food, all the drinks, all the, the shows. Mm-hmm. And just being with all you guys, and just
that's
I needed
more than
it.
One highlight. I said highlight.
You know me. My highlights are everything.
Yeah, I know. And something I want to mention now. I did mention Lou Mongello and the WDW radio cruise, but it was actually more than just Lou Mongello. It was Lou Mongello and Becky Mankin, the founder and CEO of Mouse Fan Travel, who put this all together. And speaking of Mouse Fan Travel, you can't plan a better vacation with anyone else than the one you can plan with Mouse Fan Travel. They're absolutely the very best that is, was, and will be. And you can find out more information, whether it's Disneyland Disneyland vacation, Disney World vacation, a Disney cruise, or an adventure by Disney, by going to www.mousefantravel.com. That is www.mousefantravel.com. And let the people or the great folks at Mouse Fan Travel plan your next Disney vacation. All right. So why don't we start off with day one, which was like getting to the port. Now, actually, let's go back a step before that. You guys had to fly in, Michelle, myself, and Darlene drove down, but you guys had to fly in first to
Miami.
Yeah, to Miami. Lottie and Kyle, let's start with you guys because you had 3 kids with you. That must have been a lot of fun. Why don't you take us through getting ready to leave for the airport without telling your kids because it was a surprise, getting to the airport, the weather, the delays, and everything else that brought you to Miami?
So we didn't have any delays on the way there. There was that huge storm that happened on the Midwest Tuesday night, I believe. Well, Tuesday or Wednesday night. Yeah, we got about 12 inches of snow, and
Yeah.
we were really, really happy that by the time we left Friday afternoon. It was Friday afternoon. The roads are clear. So it was smooth sailing all the way to Detroit. The kids knew that we were going to Miami. That's what we told them.
Mhm.
We're just going to go to Miami. So they were all excited, and they had their bags all packed and drove to Detroit. Got the plane in Miami. We got there on time. We ended up taking a Uber over to the Miami Marriott Biscayne Bay, the hotel.
Try to say that 10 times.
That's
fast.
a mouthful.
Yeah.
Right. That was a nice hotel. It is not kid friendly.
No.
Really?
Really?
No.
That's good to know.
Not a kid friendly hotel.
Hmm.
But we all piled up into a room and got a couple hours of sleep, literally, because we got in so late. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, thankfully, like Lottie said, we didn't have any delays, but when we talked with folks on the cruise, there were a bunch of folks that were talking about delays that had to fly in from our area.
Mhm.
And I'm a teacher, so there were like 3 consecutive days that we didn't have school because of the snow. So I just knew that there was going to be a problem, but thankfully there wasn't.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, John, yours wasn't, simply let's go to the airport and hop on a plane. You had a couple little hiccups along the way.
Yeah, we did have a few hiccups. We were coming in. Our intent was to arrive in Miami Thursday night, so that we would have all day Friday. We would have Thursday night and Friday night to be there ahead of the cruise to give us a buffer. We were supposed to leave Thursday evening. We were going to get to Miami later, maybe like 10:30 p.m. And we were just going to stay at a hotel airport and then go to the same Marriott for Friday, spend all day Friday, meeting up with everybody, getting ready for the cruise, and then Friday night staying at the Marriott and then going to the cruise. But Thursday, right before we were set to get in the car to head to the airport, we got a message that said, your flight is delayed. The plane that is coming to pick you up is late and you're not going to make your connecting flight. And you can go online and you can book a different flight. And when we went online to book a different flight, it said the flights were the next day. They weren't even that evening. They were the next day, but they were not good itineraries. And I was not confident because we were expecting to get some bad icy weather Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did not want to hang around running the risk of having bad weather Friday morning. So we were going to keep our first half of our flight and know that we would miss the connecting flight, and hoping that we would be able to arrange to get another connecting flight the next day. And then that's what we ended up doing. So we were able to get halfway there. We went down to Charlotte. We were able to get a hold of the airline after waiting online for 45 minutes to an hour. They were able to get us something early Friday morning. So we stayed overnight in Charlotte. We had to get up early in the morning and get on a flight for 20 after 6 in the morning out of Charlotte down to Orlando, first of all. So we flew from Charlotte to Orlando to even get to Miami. But once we got to Miami, all of that trouble was out the door. We started seeing people at the Marriott. We saw Becky. We saw other people that were going to be on the cruise. And then all of our, I shouldn't say all of our cares disappeared, because we all had that care for Saturday morning, which we'll discuss then. But at least we got the travel cares out of the way.
Yeah, that was very nerve-wracking
Mhm.
at the airport. At the airport.
Well, we'll get to that in a moment. I see, Darlene, are you there? I think Darlene's having some difficulties. Well, anyway, we came from the Orlando area. Darlene drove us down there to Miami. And it was smooth sailing until we got to the port. Darlene, why don't you explain to them the maze you have to go through? You see the building right in front of you where you have to park. Getting there is another story. But Darlene, why don't you explain that?
Well, okay. So the funny thing was that I had researched where we were supposed to park, and it said we were supposed to park in C.
Right.
And I even called, I spoke to them. I'm like, I just want to make sure that I've got this all down packed. It's the first time I'm driving down to Miami by myself with my friends. And I'm like, I just want to make sure, will my truck fit in there and stuff? And they're like, oh yeah, no problem. Da, 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 da. Not once did they mention to me that it was a maze. And I tried watching a video on YouTube that you could find on the screen, or on YouTube as well, for how to drive around the Miami parking, because it is quite confusing. So basically, stay to your left at all times when you're pulling in, because everything seems to be on the left, and just follow all the signs. You really need.
It was more than just follow the signs. It seemed like they were moving the signs and the arrows and where to go as we drove around.
Right. There was a thing that said ABC, go this way, but the GPS kept telling Michelle to go left, go left.
Oh my gosh. And I was on the GPS, and I was her navigator, and I'm sitting next to her in the car. And I'm like, no, it says to go straight. And she goes, no, but we have to turn here. And after a while, I just threw the phone down. I was like, okay, nothing is
just go.
We went around, I think, the parking area about 2 or 3 times before we decided, okay, let's go slower this time.
Yeah. Well, we finally, after going down a dead end where they're creating a new port area, we ended up going back around, and I seen a sign finally that says Disney parking, go to parking G. So then we had to find G. So that was a joy and a half. Finally, we decided, I think Stuart said, go left right here. So I just went left right there. And thank goodness we went around the corner and there was this bus. I was like, thank you. I think we finally found
we weren't the only ones.
No, everybody.
Everybody.
I swear there was somebody holding up a sign telling everybody to go the wrong way.
Yeah. It was just not fun at all. But we made it. We got there, and they have, courtesy buses that take you over to the port, which was great. You drop off your luggage with the porter, and he takes care of everything. So, yeah.
Yeah, then all of us made it into the port, and then the fun began as we made our way around to take our COVID-19 test. Yes.
Well, did you guys talk about, sorry, I'm having computer issues here. Did you tell them about that we had to have a reservation for what time we get into the park?
No,
okay. So prior to when you're filling out all your paperwork online, you're going to pick a time to go to the port. You really can't get there beforehand. So if your appointment is at 11:45 a.m., you could get there at 11:30, but you're probably going to not get taken until at least 5 minutes before that time, and even if it's at that time. So you do get called at your time of arrival,
And
and then you go through.
Yeah, that's right.
They
They do
check.
check.
They
They
your
check
phone.
everything. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
All
and
right,
then
so-
you go in through security and then get your little spiel and then go through. What did we go through next?
They put us. Put everybody in like different
Customs.
sections.
Didn't
Yes.
we do customs first? Then we went to get our test done.
Right.
Yeah.
We do them ourselves.
Now, how many of you crapped in your pants waiting for the results?
Man.
That was very nerve-wracking.
Very nerve-wracking.
Very nerve-wracking.
Because you don't want to be the one person to test positive, and
I would have cried my eyes out.
because
yeah,
it's
me
not
too.
just you; it's everyone who's in your party, who's staying in your
Mhm.
stateroom. If one person tests positive, you're all not getting on that ship.
That's right.
Now,
Which we took a precaution on the way down. We all wore masks in the car.
right, yeah,
we
and,
did.
and we also for the few weeks prior to the cruise,
We quarantined.
right?
Yes,
we
we
quarantined
quarantined.
ourselves. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it wasn't, not that it was a huge concern, but the concern that I considered to be the most practical was that there could be a false positive.
Yes.
So that
Mhm.
was, I didn't have a deep fear of it, but I was concerned that the thing that could prevent any of us from getting on would be if there was a false positive. And
Yep.
I'm not completely clear what type of test it was, but I'm assuming it had to be some type of rapid test
Yeah.
to get the results within 15 minutes.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
They weren't going to test. They weren't going to test you a second time. They were going to take the first sample that you took and test
Correct.
that. Again.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
that's what they told us is if you came back with a positive or somebody from your stateroom came back with a positive result, there was no retest.
Mhm.
You were done.
Oof.
Yeah. Now, when we got on the ship, we learned from a cast member, and I don't know how accurate this is, that approximately 200 people either canceled at the last moment because of weather-related issues getting to the ship because they just couldn't do it, or they tested positive. Now, we don't know what the percentage of each was. We don't know how accurate that information was, but we were told 200 people could not get on the ship.
Out of
Mhm.
1,100.
Out of 1,100, which is a tiny amount to sail on a cruise ship to begin with. So there were only 900 of us on the ship, not including.
966.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus,
Oh, wow.
then in addition to that, we don't know how many cast members there were, but there was a lot of cast members on that ship.
Mhm.
And it was great. So, Lottie and Kyle, was this your first Disney cruise?
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is our first cruise.
Yes. So
Yes, it was.
I'm going to ask you guys this. How did you feel being introduced with your family getting onto the ship?
The whole hey, here's the Ferguson family. It went by so quick. Did you get video of that?
I don't think I did.
You don't think so?
I think it went by too quick. I was planning on it, and then I looked up, and here's the Ferguson. Oh, what?
I know
Yeah.
it hooks me up every time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think I was on a knee scooter, so I was a little slow trying to get through the winding tunnels on the way to the ship, and the kids were like way far ahead of us. So by the time we got up
These were
there, the
Cabanas
kids
by the time they got there.
yeah,
Yeah.
they already gave him the name, and he's trying to help me get on the ship, and yeah, it went by really fast, but it was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
I will neither confirm nor deny knowing all of the dance moves that Mickey and Minnie did and doing it along with them during the show.
I will confirm that she. Yeah. I have no excuse.
It was a lot of fun.
So we went straight to Cabanas for lunch.
No, we
No.
did not. Oh, no. First, we had to go to the D Lounge.
Oh, to get
Mhm.
our
Yes, to check
Yeah.
in.
lanyard.
Yeah.
Yes. To
Yeah,
check
we
in.
had to register because we were part of the WDW radio group. so we had to go and check in first. Then we went to Cabanas.
Yeah.
I think we did the muster drill first. Did we do the muster
Yeah.
drill?
Oh, yeah,
that's
we
right.
did the muster
Mhm.
drill too.
That's
Yes.
right. We had
We
to
went
do
to our
muster drill.
station.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
somebody's gonna have to tell me why they call it a mustard drill. Why not a ketchup drill?
I remember Becky telling us, but I don't remember.
You know, a barbecue sauce drill or something.
Yeah.
Right.
I call it a
I
mustard
think
drill.
it's
Exactly.
the yellow jackets.
I
The
don't,
life
I
vest.
have no idea.
It's
But
always
it-
just been that
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
I
lot
think it's
different now
muster
than it
as
used to
in
be.
mustering together.
mustering together. Yeah. To get off the ship
Okay.
if you need.
Muster your resources.
So yeah, it's a lot easier now than it used to be. Years
Mhm.
ago, we used to have to go and sit
Over
in
there.
the theater and listen and watch a movie and all that. Now we watch the movie on our phone. So
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
so much simpler and
yes,
so much less time taken up from your first day, so that
Correct.
you had that
Mhm.
much more opportunity to start to enjoy the ship as well as spend time with your friends.
eat more in Cabanas.
And eat, well, sure.
Yeah.
Yes. And then on to Cabanas,
Mhm.
which was great. I'm not a fan of buffets at all. It was great to have them, put everything on the plates and then hand it to you. It made me feel a
Mhm.
little bit better about being at a buffet.
And the
Mhm.
hand washing station, when you first walk in, that was a really
Mhm.
nice touch, and I felt safe and comfortable.
Did
Mhm.
anyone not feel safe at any point at any time during this cruise?
No.
Only when I was sitting next to Stuart at dinner.
With the same shirt on, by the way.
Yeah, well, no, his was Disney World, mine was Disneyland. Let's
Yeah.
there.
That was hilarious.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
The only time that I was questioning things were the kids club. We went to the open house at the kids club the first day, and there were a few kids running around, masked under here or masked under their chin, but they had hand washing machines at the kids club. It's like you stick your hand in them, and the water is like little washing machines. It was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
So they're doing the wash for you.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was really cool.
yeah.
To make sure that they're clean.
to
Mhm.
make sure that the kids were
Because
clean.
kids
But
are
yeah,
not
there were a couple little kids running around there with their masks below their noses. But I mean, everybody's got to be vaccinated. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
you figure everybody's been vaccinated, everybody got a negative test getting on the ship, so you should be okay.
Did all your girls like the clubs?
Oh, they didn't want to leave.
Yeah, they loved them.
We're going to do a separate show with Lottie's kids just to hear their take on the kids club. And Kyle's
Well, that's going to be a fun
Kyle.
show. Yep.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they liked. That's good to know. What they had.
Yeah, that's going to be an extended, long super show.
Like this isn't.
Touche.
Yeah. So after Cabana, then we had to wait for our rooms.
Right.
Mhm.
They were
So-
ready at like 3:00
3
that day.
Yeah.
Yep. I did get a massage that day at 2:30. I went I went up to Senses, and I went to tour it and ask if they had anything open and when I could come, and she's like, "Well, I have an appointment at 2:30 if you'd like to come today." And I was like, "Let me just go tell Michelle I'm going for a massage."
Did you feel getting the massage immediately when you stepped on the ship was a good thing for you to do, or you think it would have been
Yes.
better if you waited till the end?
It
She
worked
needed
out.
one. She needed
I
one.
needed one.
Yeah,
My
make it a
back was
split.
very tight and stuff, and I needed to get a massage, and it was the best thing I could have done for myself to have a good time.
Okay.
And they were very thorough. You liked how it went.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Catherine on the Disney Magic, she was great. She, asked me what was wrong, and I told her, and she worked all the muscles that I needed, especially my driving muscles with my neck and stuff. So
Mm.
it was great. And I know a lot of our group, they all were going for massages when they were on the ship. So I wasn't the only one. This is my first time getting a massage at Disney, or through Disney. And I have to say, I was very impressed. This girl has been doing it for quite a few years. So
Do you know some massage places give you happy endings, but at Disney, it's a magical ending.
Oh,
Really?
Can you hit him for me? This is
No.
what I deal with.
We get
what
this
I
every
deal with.
show, multiple times.
Oh my lord.
I kicked the queen ish.
Well,
yeah, getting a massage is on my list of things that I thought about it and I decided just to wait. I said I'll get it the next time.
Mhm.
Didn't they have like a couples massage package?
They
maybe?
do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
do.
we'll have to look into that next time.
Mhm.
They have a They
next
have a
time.
number of them. They have a Swedish, a bamboo, a couples. They have
Mm.
manicures, pedicures. They do. As a matter of fact, one of our friends, Gabby, and her husband Joe, he didn't have time to get his hair cut. They were cutting his hair when I was going in to
Mm.
do my tour. So they do haircuts too, right on the ship. So you could have gotten your ears lowered, Stuart.
Nothing's gonna lower my ears.
I lower his ears for him every few weeks.
Yeah, you got a manicure, didn't you?
I did. I got a manicure on the Nassau day.
Yes, you did.
Mhm.
It was beautiful. Do you still have your painted nails?
No, I ended up having to clip them off. I had usually get a gel manicure at
Oh,
home, and the lady didn't like the gel manicure, so she soaked all the gel off, and my nails were gone by what, Saturday, Friday,
Okay.
Saturday.
Almost, y'all. They were almost gone the same day.
Yeah.
oh, gee.
Um,
Yeah.
no,
That is not on my list.
I want to save the dining for last. Yeah, I want to save the dining for last. But the shows, they had a couple of amazing shows on the ship. One was Tangled. The other one was Dreams something or other.
Disney Dreams.
Disney Dreams. Yeah.
And you can't forget the deck show, the Marvel.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes, the Marvel show too. Yes.
Oh yeah, that was something.
They kept the distancing really spaced out. Everyone was separated very well in the theater. The first row, they would put your party together, and then there were 3 seats, and then the next party, they would skip a row, and then they would do the same again behind. So you were nowhere near anybody else.
right.
was
Yeah. I
great.
mean, they also, if you were sitting in one row, the people sitting a row behind the row that was empty behind you, or the row that in front of the one that was empty in front of you, they had them either to the left or right, so nobody was
Offset.
sitting directly in front back of anyone.
And
Which I thought
they
was
also, we're talking about the Walt Disney Theater.
Yes.
Yes.
They repeated the shows multiple days
Mhm.
because
They
there
did.
wasn't enough room for everybody for a given seating to make it into the theater at the same time. So we wanted to see Tangled, and the first day they had Tangled, we were there. It was 15 to 20 minutes before the show was starting, and the couple in front of us was the first couple that got turned away because they could not find any additional spots in the theater without being too close to the other parties based on what you were saying. So we came back the second night that they were showing Tangled. We were able to make it into the theater then.
Yeah, it was the same for us. We I couldn't do the stairs, so the handicap seating was empty pretty quickly. So the next night we made sure to get there at least 30 minutes before the show started so we could get a seat.
That's good. Yeah, Michelle and Stuart and I, we were the last ones, I think, to be let in the theater the one night for Disney Dreams.
Right.
And they sat at the top, and I got ushered all the way to the front. I ended up getting a magic thing because I got to sit in the first seat in the first row. So it was good for me. I was right up there.
Yeah. John, you've been on how many cruises now? This is your 10th, 20th, 10th.
10.
So we are now platinum. That was our 10th cruise. Our
And Jolene,
10th Disney cruise.
wow, that's awesome.
Yep.
Jolene, this was your 4th,
Correct.
and this was our 5th.
Correct.
And I don't know about you guys, but this is something. A first for us was we didn't spend any time at any of the clubs.
Right.
They did have a comedian there, but we never got around to see the comedian. We were spending most of our time on the decks,
Yes.
pretty much, or the shows.
And
Did any of
visiting.
you go into any of the clubs or see any of the shows in the clubs?
We got to the clubs during the Marvel Day at Sea because a lot of the activities were happening,
Yeah.
the trivia and those things were happening.
Oh yeah.
The
But we
picture
didn't get to.
characters.
They had karaoke. They
Yeah.
had trivia.
Yeah, we didn't see
Bingo.
anything.
We didn't do any of that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I wanted to do. I like to do karaoke, but I never got around to it.
You'll never see.
Oh,
me
I
do
bet you're
karaoke.
great at karaoke. I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
I'd love to see John do karaoke.
Yeah, me too.
The little snippet of singing that we get at the end of the show isn't enough. And then there was the Marvel Day at Sea. Oh
It
my
was the
God.
next day.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. That was the first full day we were on the ship.
Right.
Mhm.
So
The costumes were amazing.
what characters did you guys see?
All of them,
Yeah.
Let's see all of them. I
think.
don't know if we saw all of them.
except for Gamora. So my understanding was that sometimes Groot was with Gamora, and sometimes Groot was with Quill.
Yes,
Oh,
We saw Groot with Quill. So Gamora was the only character that we did not see.
we seen Groot with Gamora. I did not get to see Quill at all.
Yeah. We saw Groot with Gamora, but I think the girls and I saw Quill walking around later.
That was the interesting thing. The characters were moving and
Mhm.
shifting all the time. So sometimes the characters would be on the 5th deck on the walkway looking over the atrium,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'd move and they might be in Fathoms, or they might be in, was it the
In between the elevators.
D lounge? So they
Mhm.
could be different places,
Mhm.
which was neat. So they wouldn't have to be in the same place. So sometimes you could have Captain Marvel or Captain America, and they'd have the entire Fathoms lounge, and they had some Marvel backgrounds in there, and that would be one setup. Or they could just be on deck 5 on the walkway, and then there'd be less behind them. Might be easier to get through the line, but sometimes the lines were shortest to go to the lounges as compared to everybody seeing what's going on in the atrium, and then the line would wind the whole way around the deck.
I lucked out. I got to walk right up and take a picture with Black Widow and Hawkeye. I was very lucky. I didn't get to see. The only time I got to see Captain Marvel was during the Marvel Day
show.
at Sea
Yep.
cruise show.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and the Red Skull too was there at that
Yeah.
time.
John, was it you who mentioned that Hawkeye looked like he was like 2?
Hawkeye looked like, to me, a more mature person, almost as mature as Stewart. Looked like a high school student.
You know what I think?
Hawkeye does look like a high school
think-
student.
Yeah, I think Hawkeye was really Spider-Man, and they switched roles just to throw us off.
But I was surprised in how professional the costumes were.
Mhm.
I mean,
Oh,
like
yeah.
straight out of the movies.
Oh yeah.
They were
Iron Man was amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Costumes.
Black Panther. Oh,
Yeah, I know.
they were
They were
great.
really great.
Oh,
Yeah.
the USO show.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, that's right. We did see the USO show. I
Yes, we
almost
did
forgot
see
about
the
that.
USO show. That was
That was pretty
phenomenal.
cool. Yes.
Yes.
So we did get to see something indoors besides the plays or the stage shows. But we, on all our other cruises, and this is pre-COVID, we would hang out in the nightclubs or at the
Mhm.
bars. And the comedian would be there, and the late show of the comedian was the comedian's late show was always very different from the earlier show.
Right.
Mhm.
Because the earlier show, it's because there might be kids that wander in, they keep it a little cleaner.
Mhm.
But we never got around to the comedian show this time.
No, we didn't.
No.
And the
Mhm.
pajama parties were in the clubs as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I didn't miss any of it because we were so busy doing other things.
Mhm.
And Lou being Lou Mangello couldn't do as many group events because of the social distancing that is required by Disney, but yet he seemed to pull off enough, and Disney had enough events going on to keep everybody happy and everybody busy.
Everybody kept their distance as well, even during when we gathered and stuff. I mean,
during the White Elephant, we were sitting a little closer together, but that was so much fun.
Yeah,
White Elephant, that was a lot of fun.
It was a ton of fun.
You got more white elephant than most people.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just how it worked out. But
that I don't know. I don't want to say it was a complaint, but on the Marvel Day, it just seemed like you said, there was so many things to do. There were so many things to do that man, it was hard to keep track of. Oh, well, I've got to go there, but wait a minute, and oh wait, I'm walking in the atrium, and there's Hawkeye, and what is he, all 10 years old? I better hurry up and take a picture before he needs his diaper changed or something. So it was really a great experience, and but at the same time, like I said, it's not so much a complaint, just there was so much to do. I felt like I was missing out on something. I was always trying to make sure that I was rushing to the next thing. And then I had the girls in tow, or they were towing me. And so, oh, we got to go here, Daddy. We got to go here. Oh, but wait a minute. But what about Hawkeye and, his pacifier and,
I kind of wish it would have been 2 days.
Well,
so it wasn't so rushed around because there was so much going on. Right.
Yeah, there was.
That's what I was going to ask Kyle. Do you wish it would have been, Marvel 2 Day at Sea?
Yes. Yes. Marvel Days at Sea.
Yeah. And so is that what you think as well, Darlene? Oh, I'm sorry, but
Darlene disappeared.
Is that what you were saying, that you wish it was 2 days, Darlene?
Yes, I do. I do.
Now, didn't any of you get, I forgot what they called it, but it was like a sketch artist show?
I couldn't get to those.
Yeah.
That was one of
the Academy.
I saw people doing that.
Yeah, we did. We got to do the, I guess it was the history, Stanley's history.
Was it
starting Marvel?
Origins?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was really
Marvel
great.
Origins, yeah.
Yep.
That was in the Buena Vista Theater.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And actually not one, several of the folks that were like I guess you could say the personalities that were explaining the history, I've talked to them online, so that was really kind of neat to see them doing that. Of course, now the guy's name is escaping. I think it's Ryan. He goes by like Agent G or something. And like I said, I've talked to him online, so it was really nice seeing him sort of narrate and talk about things.
Right. And that was content you can't get anywhere else, right? That show, they don't have it on Disney Plus.
No, they do not.
It was a half an hour, and it went from the beginning in the order of the movies and how they linked together. And it was something that was interesting to me, because I really don't know any of it. Didn't know any of it. I don't think I've ever seen any of the movies, honestly.
You've seen some of them.
Isn't that a great thing that Disney does to help build Marvel awareness, help build brand affinity, but also satisfy the guests? So it makes sense that not every single person on a Marvel Day at Sea cruise is well versed in the MCU. But they help to bring those people up to speed, so that when they see the characters there to take pictures, when they see the deck show, it helps them for it to make more sense.
And even if you were versed, there were still some things that I learned.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mr. What is it, Marvel Superfan Trivia winner?
Yeah, I guess maybe once or twice. Yeah.
Didn't our friend Michaela and Nick win also Marvel trivia, or was it?
They did. They won one of the trivias.
Yeah. It's always great to see people who win those contests.
We were 1 point away from winning Pixar trivia. I was very disappointed.
But you did win the door contest.
Yes, you did. That was fabulous.
John's door was amazing. John and Kelly's door was amazing.
It was.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
great.
Why don't you describe it to everybody?
I will. I was thinking of a concept, and I was thinking of a way to get the Marvel characters involved, but I was also trying to think of a way to personalize it, and that was a very mercenary thing to do, because on a previous cruise, we came in as runners up, and what I saw that seemed to make the difference was the door that won had a personal attachment to the people staying in the stateroom. So I was trying to think of a way to personalize it. And what I came up with was I created Marvel characters, or I got Marvel character images and superimposed both Kelly's and my faces on the Marvel character. So I pulled Marvel characters that went together. So
Couples.
Wanda and Vision, or Pepper Potts and Tony Stark, or Ant-Man and the Wasp, Gamora and Quill. So I came up with all the pairings that I could find, superimposed us on each of them, but I wanted to tie it together as a theme. And what I came to, and this tied into what we had as our costumes for Marvel Day, we were Wanda and Vision for our costumes. So in the center of it were Wanda and Vision together in black and white from the series, with Vision's head leaning toward Wanda, with our faces superimposed. And then we had them watching TV, and it was an old style TV, and it said Kelly and John's Marvelous Dreams, and then tied it all together with a light string that went through all the characters back into our thoughts. And then we also, just as a little kicker, if you know the WandaVision series on Marvel, on Disney Plus, they were in the town of Westview. Well, I took this sign from the town of Westview and changed it to our hometown of Hershey, and placed it on there. And then there was also, to make it a little more enticing, I had a Bluetooth speaker that was behind the TV playing music, and it was playing all of the theme songs from the different episodes of WandaVision.
That was pure genius.
That was phenomenal.
It was fun, and I knew it would play well to Lou and Becky, because I had actually heard them on a podcast recently, both saying how they liked the WandaVision series, and it just, that was already going to be the plan, but it helped to kind of solidify it. So I picked that music specifically because of hearing that.
And what happened to your costume?
Whoa, before we get to the costume. John was funny. Every time he saw Lou or Becky, have you come around to our stateroom? Have you seen our door yet?
Well, because I had to play the music and have the lights on, and I didn't want the batteries to run out.
Right.
So I wouldn't leave. And plus, I didn't want to have the music playing all day long, and I didn't want to overwhelm the people on our
which is very thoughtful of you,
on our corridors to hear that music over and over and over, because there were only 6 or 7 songs that were written by the Lopezes that did the music to Frozen and did the music to WandaVision. So there are only 6 or 7 songs, and when you pull them all together, it's only like 6 or 7 minutes total. So every 6 minutes, the loop's playing again. Our stateroom host kept on saying, "Oh, I like listening to your music," but I was thinking, "Oh my gosh, did you like listening to it over and over again?"
Yeah, that was funny. Now the costumes.
The ear.
Oh my God. John sat through dinner with this costume on. First of all, there were some couples that had great Marvel costumes, and John and Kelly's costumes were right up there with the best of them. And he sat through dinner in his costume.
I really thought he was going to have a pink face the next day.
Yeah. He had red makeup on. His entire face was covered in red. I don't know how you did it. Did you taste the red dye makeup, whatever it was that you used while you were eating your dinner?
I did not taste it.
He lost his ear a couple times.
He lost his head.
I will say, so we had Marvel themed face masks, and we had to wear face masks when we were inside and when we would come down to dinner. So when we went down to dinner, I had to have a face mask over the face paint, and on the inside of the face mask, some of that maroon paint wore off.
It was great. It was absolutely, it was amazing. You and Kelly looked awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
It was a lot of fun.
Yes, you did.
And
it was a vision.
Oh,
ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding, ding. We really wanted to wear costumes that complemented one another. And we also wanted, so probably my favorite Marvel character is Captain America. And I thought, well, we could be Captain America and Peggy Carter or whatever. And I thought, that's going to be something that we're going to see a lot of. Mm-hmm. So I thought of something else that I liked and that we liked and that I thought would go well. And that's what we came up with Wanda and Vision. And we did see one other WandaVision couple.
Yes.
But they did it very uniquely in that they were the black and white WandaVision. So he was not Vision. He was the black and white Vision character without his synthezoid face.
Yeah, it was just I saw that couple too. That was really neat.
That was I actually met them on Castaway the following day. I think it was it the following day? And it was Victoria and her and Sean. I had to think of his name, but they recognized my voice.
Now, did they get sunburned faster because they were very pale?
No, they did not. But yeah, it was cool because it was really neat to find out who was behind the mask, because you did not know until you spoke to them and stuff. So it was really cool.
Yeah.
I know I did post a picture on the WDW fan zone of you guys. So if anyone would like to see how John and Kelly looked, you can look at Facebook. WDW fan zone.
All over the place. Not just John and Kelly's, but all of us in our entire trip.
People are still posting them.
Yeah, people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it was pretty cool. Let's talk a little bit about Castaway Cay. We mentioned the cabana. Once you go with the cabana, you'll never want to go.
I don't think we'll ever go back to regular beach again.
Yeah, we were at Castaway Cay 2 days. Mm-hmm. The first day was in the cabana that John and Kelly were nice enough to share with us. The second day was not, and it was a
hectic day.
Big difference.
Yes,
and experiences on Castaway Cay.
Well, we had a lot planned that day too. Don't forget, we had the photo.
The photo in the morning that took a little time.
And then we went to Serenity Bay, and there was no seats. And then we came back, and we found the family beach, and we found Lottie and Kyle and sat with them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then it was lunch.
Yeah, the day just went so fast. I mean,
and then I paddleboarded for the first
I was
time.
so proud of you. You actually stood up on the damn thing.
John, I'm just going to mention this to you now, but when we go to Bermuda, we will be happy to share with you a cabana, so this way the cost won't be for any one person.
So we
now
are platinum now, so we have a better chance of getting one, because people who try to get cabanas realize if you're not concierge and you're not platinum, it's almost impossible. The only reason we were able to get one is because the second day at Castaway Cay, which ended up being our first trip or our first stop there, was not planned, and so they weren't already taken up ahead of time.
Right.
And when they released them, there was enough. There ended up being enough time to get
empty ones. They were empty cabanas.
Yeah, there were empty cabanas. Now, I want just a little aside before we get back to Castaway Cay. I do want to mention that our itinerary changed about a week before. We were supposed to go to the Grand Cayman Island and only do one day at Castaway Cay. So instead, we got 2 days there and Nassau, which very few people got off. I know none of us got off the boat.
No,
We did. We got
We
off.
did.
Yeah.
You did.
We'll get to that in a minute. I
Yeah,
want to
you'll
hear
have
what
to
your
tell us
experience
your
was.
thoughts.
We should have stayed on the boat. That's all you need to know.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
All right. And I don't know about you guys, but it's like when that itinerary changed and they said 2 days at Castaway Cay, I was like, yeah.
I was doing backflips.
Yeah.
And it couldn't have worked out any better.
Yeah. We were all excited.
Yes.
Yeah. So, to me, the difference in the days at Castaway Cay in the cabana and the one on the beach, it was like night and day.
Yes.
Because I felt like we were on our own, even though it is a private island, but I felt like we were on our own private island with our own group.
Private beach.
Right. And a
Yes.
private beach when we had the cabana. But when we were sharing it with the rest of the ship, I felt like it was any other day at a beach, whether it's on the Jersey Shore or out on Long Island at Jones Beach.
But I did
Not as crowded.
I did notice that the children's, not the children's beach, the family beach, they clear out the shells and the rocks in the water. It was completely different than by the cabanas.
Poor John. Yeah, poor John.
Yeah.
He was so nice and kind. He pulled his wife and myself around the bay so we could get we floated in the water and stuff on the rental tubes and stuff. Yeah. And he was getting his little feet cut up.
Yeah, you actually had to come out to get your not flip-flops, your flippers.
Fins.
Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping and dancing. No.
Yes.
That once you got past the stones and shells on the bottom and you could just swim, it was fine. But that Michelle's right. The beach where we were, there were a lot of sharp stones and shells after the first couple of feet of sand as you got to the shoreline.
Yeah.
And so it was not, you couldn't swim just yet. You had to get past them.
And now I know why they had to clear them out for the family beach.
I would definitely recommend water shoes if you're on that farther end of the family beach before you get to Serenity Bay.
Do you think Disney expects the people in the cabanas to pretty much stay in the cabanas or close to them rather than go in the water and maybe, or is it just the shape of the island that they kind of drift there?
The way the water was flowing that day, it was very strong because the minute Kelly pushed me out, it took me. Yeah, I came right back. I was literally. So I think even if they would have combed and pushed the seashells out and cleared it, I think it was just because the waves were so strong. They just kept pushing into that corner.
That was such a perfect day. I mean, it wasn't too hot.
It was so relaxing.
It was a nice breeze.
It was beautiful. I loved that day.
I did too. I didn't get sunburn either.
Well, we were very careful.
We were.
Well, Lottie and Stuart couldn't get a sunburn there for the 45 minutes that they were under the roof. And they were catching flies.
My favorite part of going to the beach is staying in the shade.
Right. Poor Kelly, though, she did get some sunburn when we were out in the water for the few, I think it was 15 minutes. But
I loved hanging out with your girls.
Yes.
Kyle and Lottie.
They are so much fun.
So sweet, and they're so articulate and smart, and it was just a joy to be with them.
I'll tell you, Lottie and Kyle are the best parents around, and their daughters are the best kids
they are wonderful.
Yeah.
I even got my little feet buried. It was so nice.
When you call kids angels, your kids are really angels. They are wonderful.
So well behaved.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's because there was company.
Yeah.
Other people around. If you had stopped by we had adjoining cabins and staterooms, and the kids slept on one and then we slept in the other, and good gravy. You could hear. I mean, we left the door open the whole time. They weren't, but
Oh,
oh
yeah.
my gosh! As soon as they were great out around the ship and on Castaway Key, but as soon as they got to their rooms, they made up for it.
Yeah. Yes.
Lots of arguing.
Lots of arguing.
Oh, that's sisters for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And then the day of Nassau.
Yeah, the day of Nassau. So we were on the ship, just relaxing, and so you guys went into Nassau. Did you go to
Atlantis?
Atlantis.
I can't think of the
We
name.
did not. I looked at the tickets for Atlantis and decided that it would be best that we not purchase them, because one, they were pretty expensive, and then second, by the time we got to Atlantis and had to save time to get back to the ship, we would have only had about 4 hours there, and it just didn't seem to me to be worth it. So we did get off the ship. We did try to walk around Nassau a bit and went to the straw market, and the kids were not thrilled. We did a little bit of shopping, but they were saying that maybe we needed to have something to do rather than just walking around, because it wasn't that wasn't very clean. That's for one. But I mean, it's downtown Nassau, and then the straw market. I think the sellers at the straw market had some sort of professional training in sales, because they were really aggressive salespeople, and it was hilarious because Candace was not falling for it. She's like, "No, I'm not spending my money here. I don't want to buy any of this. I am ready to go." But Ava wanted all of it.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
They talked her into all of it, and Candace wasn't having it.
Yeah, that was rather funny to see. The one daughter who was just, no, I'm done. And the other, I need it all. Just, yes. Oh, what is this? Yes, I need this too. And I need this. Yeah. But Candace just said, nope. I've spent enough money. This is enough. Yeah.
Wow.
Were there a lot of
after mom, and Ava was taken after dad. Yeah.
Were there a lot of other families walking around the straw market when you were there?
No, really, no. I mean, there were 2 other cruise ships in port at the same time, and so we saw a lot of people from the Carnival cruise ships, walking around, and I think they were all looking for senior frogs, and
that's a popular place, I hear. That's somebody on the ship was talking about going there.
Yeah, we know who it was.
Yeah,
and he got there too.
Yeah, we're not going to mention that. We won't go into more detail. We'll let them keep
that slide.
Yeah, yeah.
But the next time you happen to stop in Nassau, the very first time we did, we went to Atlantis, and we only took the half-a-day tour, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't even take the 4 hours. It was less than that. They took us to the aquarium. We saw the pool area with all the slides, and the lobby of the hotel with Gucci, Fendi, Prada. Walked right by those. But and the lobby was beautiful. The glass chandeliers. I mean, it was nice to see once. And then at the half a day, and we were back on the ship again by lunch.
Yeah. Got back in time to go to Cabanas.
We did too. We got back in time to hit Cabanas for lunch. The kids were happy to be back on the ship. And I think it was a good experience for them to see Nassau, to see how other people live, to see the different kinds of money, because they allowed both Bahamian currency and U.S. currency. So it was good for them to see that kind of thing. But we just, I'm already like not trying to get COVID. I don't think anybody's trying to get COVID, but there were just too many instances where I was like, okay, yeah, we need to go this way. You need a second mask on. Let's just, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here anymore.
Especially with other ships docking there. You don't know what their regulations are.
Well, one of them we know their requirements to get on the cruise are a lot different than Disney's.
Right.
you know, I don't want to go into it because it's not a cruise line that I would ever go on.
And I don't think they require vaccination cards.
Well, that's where I was getting.
Right. So you don't know who you're, walking with.
Yeah. So we got back on the ship pretty quickly.
Dad had to spend a few bucks though. Mom was not happy about it. Yeah, I could not resist the aggressive sales powers of the straw market. So yeah, I had to buy some things.
I just spent my money on Castaway Key.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here too.
Yeah.
I bought something.
Well, if you think about it, not only were the cruise lines suffering when the cruises were not going out, but these ports like Nassau, they derive so much income from the cruise ships. So some of those folks,
I'm sure they're probably more aggressive now than they were even before.
Right, because they were hurt worse than the cruise companies were by not having
livelihood.
Yeah. So it's understandable why they are so forceful with their sales techniques.
Oh, they were forceful before COVID, so
yeah, well,
it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
But now they probably chase you down the aisles.
Yeah.
Really, they were
here.
chasing me down the aisles, and then every like booth we went to, they wanted me to stay longer. So no, you here, we got a chair for you. Here, you can sit down.
More than one. Pull out a chair.
Wow.
Have a drink while we
relax. Yes, rest. Take a load
Don't
off.
need senior frogs.
Right.
So,
Michelle and I sat by the adult pool that day.
Yes, we did. That was nice.
We had mimosas.
No. Yes, we had 2-for-1 mimosas.
And I think I hung out with John and Kelly that day.
You did.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time up on deck 9, relaxing, talking, eating.
Oh, Michaela and Nick stopped by. The Brookover stopped by.
Yes.
Listen, can I tell you something about deck 9? Don't be anywhere near the ship horns when
you're not kidding. Loud.
When they go. I mean, it is so fantastic to hear the ship play When You Wish Upon a Star.
No.
Just not when you're standing below the horns. I heard the announcement and the announcer was so nice and her voice was so soothing and saying that you may want to cover your ears. Nah, it can't be that bad. It's that bad. Cover your ears.
Well, at least you didn't hear your kids screaming after that.
I didn't hear anything after that.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to mention before we get to the food?
The food.
It wouldn't be a Disney cruise without the food. Anybody want to mention anything, or do you want to talk about food? We can talk about Cabanas first.
That's the one thing
and they had it 2 days. Usually on the cruise, it's 1 day.
I know. Normally, it's only one.
There is something that I would like to mention.
Sure, absolutely.
And that is the cast members on the ship. So we all, those of us who are past Disney cruise sailors, know how fantastic all of the cast members are. But this cruise eclipsed that because they were all so excited to have us there. And they told us over and over again how important it was for us to be there and how they loved having us back on the cruise ship.
Yeah, thank you for sailing with us. And do you need anything?
Now, our wait staff for our dining was Santiago and
Adi.
Yeah.
And Evo.
Evo. They were all amazing. They were incredible. They were great.
Marlon, my room steward or room host, he was phenomenal. He was so nice.
Yes, our guy made the cutest towel animals. And, should I talk about the toothbrush?
Sure.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
The first day when we came back to the room and everything was made, the bed and everything, I walk into the bathroom and he made like a pocket envelope out of a washcloth, and he stuck our toothbrushes in them. And I went to Stuart. He touched my toothbrush. I really was grossed out. But I watched them. They wear gloves, but still, I washed my toothbrush afterwards.
Yeah.
I just
Now, something I want to mention. Speaking of the germaphobe that I am, I brought dish detergent because that's what I always wash whenever I wear a mask, because I wear cloth masks. I'll come back and I'll wash with hot water and dish detergent. So, because I just find it's gentler on the mask so it doesn't kind of wear them out. And they dry pretty quickly. Hang them up at night, by the morning they're dry. So anyway, I took the bottle of dish detergent all over my toothbrush, and it's like I get the hot water boiling. My hands would chafe from it, but
yeah.
And Michelle, every time we came in, and he made another animal or character for her, he had her sunglasses, and he kept putting it on there. So she was going like, "He touched my sunglasses." So then she just put her sunglasses in her mouth like her toothbrush.
He used my Mickey ears for one character. He put my sunglasses on an animal too. I'm like, ew, he touched them.
And they leave chocolates for you.
Chocolates. The chocolate was so good. I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have the bag in our kitchen, so we collected them all week long.
So did I.
Yeah.
Keith goes, how much candy did you come home with? He goes, 2 pounds.
They leave about 4.
Yeah.
Every day they left about 4 pieces.
Yeah, ours didn't last that long.
We did not. We had a bunch of wrappers in our room. Yeah. And not much chocolate, a whole bunch of wrappers.
Yeah, I got them.
And you don't mean yo. You mean
Kyle, you came and visited my room or Michelle and Stuart's because we've got a ton.
Yeah.
We got Mickey bars.
Oh yes, we ordered Mickey bars.
I wore mine.
The kids ordered
Mickey
for dinner, and they put sprinkles on them.
Oh, did they?
The ones that come to the room don't have sprinkles on them, so we just got them at dinner.
Yeah.
Nice.
We ordered them the one day. We didn't want to forget, so we did get them, and they were very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, my clothes enjoyed them.
Pardon?
My clothes enjoyed them. I had just had 2 things of ice cream on Castaway Cay. I couldn't have any more ice cream at that point. I had Michelle put it in the fridge, which was not a freezer. For those who think there's a section there that's a freezer, there is not. Hours later, I pick it up take it out of the wrapper,
and it was still in one piece.
And this was right after dinner, right? So it was solid. I take a bite, and it just went.
It exploded all over him.
Well, so funny.
I had extra clothes.
So funny.
They picked our bags up, but I had extra clothes. So.
Oh gosh, that was funny. I did order a cheese plate one night because I was hungry because Cabanas closed early on this cruise. They used to be open. I think used to be open later.
They used to be open for dinner. They used to be open for dinner as an alternative, I think. And also the burger place was open at night, and that was the only place that was open late was the
pizza
and the chicken fingers, nuggets, whatever they were.
Really? I didn't see those. I only saw the pizza.
The one night it was open.
Yes.
And the ice cream, you can get ice cream pretty much anytime, and soda.
Yeah, the kids.
Oh my gosh, they ate
so much ice cream.
That's what it's there for.
That's what's exactly.
Yeah, they took full advantage of that.
Did anybody try the mango ice cream? That was so good.
I did. It was good.
I had the banana.
Yeah, I didn't try the banana. I've had it on past cruises. That is good. And for some reason, getting back to Castaway Cay, the ice cream on Castaway Cay tastes better than it does on the ship, and on the ship it's great.
It tastes even better on Castaway Cay.
Yeah.
If you take a couple of cookies.
That's right.
Cookies, barbecue, and you make an ice cream sandwich with the cookie.
Exactly.
I want to tell you something. It was great seeing John do things with his food because he was like a little kid in a candy store. And it was just like, oh boy, why did I even think of that?
Well, that's one of the takeaway tips, which I think we talked to Lottie about when we were planning for the trip, and that is if you go to get ice cream up on deck on the ship, go first to the beverage station, get a cup, and now how did they do? So the ice cream now on the ship, they handed the ice cream to you.
Yes.
Correct.
So you would have to give the cup to them, but they had gloves on.
They had cups one night, I remember, because
They
they
have
did.
cups there with them. So
Mhm.
so you could get the ice cream in a cup instead of getting it in the cone, which frankly, if you got it in the cone, you got a very small portion of ice cream. So you were better off with a cup anyway because you got a lot more ice cream.
I was good with the cone.
When I handed the guy a cup once, he fills it halfway up and goes, "This got to go now all the way to the top."
Up above.
And then when he got it to the top and he goes, "Is this good?" I went, "Yeah, that's fine."
But I did have to say, room service was very fast.
It was room service. I think we ordered of the 5-night cruise. I probably ordered room service 4 of those nights.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And for those who have not cruised with Disney, room service is free.
Mm-hmm.
They do not charge for room service.
Ding, 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 ding. That's a nice plus.
Yep.
That is a very nice plus.
And I noticed everything was touch free for the
Mhm.
most part. Like going into the doors, all you have to do is pass your hand across the
Yep.
little button, and the doors.
Oh
open.
yes,
Yeah.
that was great.
That's new.
Same thing with by the elevators.
Mm-hmm.
They did a
You
great-
had fun with the elevators though. The touch free, you're
Oh,
raising
yeah.
your hand up. Okay, maybe I have to do a certain sign.
I
You
found my
know.
backhand worked better than my forehand.
Yeah.
You have to use your thumb and cross your fingers.
Those
and-
elevators were really tiny. I didn't expect the elevators to be.
Elevators were
I've been
small.
on some
I know
elevators.
they were
These
very
ones.
tiny.
That's fine. though.
Mhm.
I didn't need 17 people crammed up against me.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't need that either. But the capacity said 12 people. Like, how were you getting 12 people?
Yeah. There
On
was
each other's
no way you
backs?
were getting 12.
Yeah, there's
Some
no
of the-
way.
Some of the
So many
elevators,
little kids.
Maybe if they were like
Sitting on
the
your
child or something.
Yeah.
You needed to do like a cheerleader pyramid. So you had to have 3 people. They're on their hands and
And
knees,
then
and then a couple other people get on their back,
Oh,
and
that's
then
how you get 12 people.
yeah, that's how you get 12
Yeah,
people.
that's how you get 12
Now-
people in there.
I don't want this to sound like a complaint because it really is not. But the bathrooms, we've been on our 5th cruise. Now the bathrooms they split in half. There's a sink and a toilet in one, and there's a shower and a sink in the other. Now, when we lived in our house in New Jersey, our bathroom was on the small side, but it was adequate. So the bathrooms when we go on the cruise never seemed as small. Now in the house we're in now, our bathroom is ginormous. So it's our shower. So I felt like I was, in a phone, those old phone booths that Superman would change. And that's what I felt like I was showering in.
Exactly.
And the
I
ceiling
felt-
was so low.
And if you're,
the
si- if
same
you're
way,
6'4", you're not showering. You can't.
yeah, this is where the shower head came to on me. The top of the
You're
shower
showering
head.
like this. It's like,
Mhm.
hey.
Now, is the dream and the fantasy the same? I don't remember if they were the same size.
I think that maybe they're.
I was only on there once, and that was in 2011.
We were on the dream twice.
You're
but I
talking
don't
about the staterooms?
I was told not so much the
No,
same
the
as the
showers.
bathrooms.
bathrooms.
Yeah,
The
well,
showers.
my recollection is they're about the same.
About the
They're the
same.
same.
Because I don't think the staterooms are any bigger.
No,
Yeah.
the staterooms I had no problem.
And you know what? I'm
No,
not
stateroom I
complaining
had no
about the
problem with. It was
bathrooms
perfect.
because you're on a cruise, and how much time do you actually spend in your room? You're sleeping there.
Oh my God, those
Yeah.
mattresses are so comfortable.
Oh, I slept like
They
a
were.
I
baby.
sleep so well on a cruise. They're
Me
so
too.
comfortable.
Just woo, that
Yeah.
sway.
You know?
I'm like,
It-
I was hoping my bed was going to sway when I came home. No such
It's
luck.
funny that you say that. I guess I'm not a cruiser because it was. I mean, I was like
It was
suffering
up.
from insomnia. I would be up till like 12 or so.
Later
Yeah.
than
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Later than 12. I was just walking around the ship. I was looking at doors.
Yeah.
for-
Well, you were
It's like,
excited. You were
yeah.
excited.
There's doors again. Yeah. Let me just.
That
go
was
to
just the
sleep.
first night, right?
No, it
No,
was
the
almost
whole
every
time.
night.
Every
It was
night?
every night.
Wow.
Yeah, I just couldn't sleep. And
Huh.
like you said, I don't think it was just excitement. Maybe excitement was part of it, but I would have so much energy, and I'd walk around, and it just, the energy wouldn't go away. So I'm okay. Well, I guess I'm walking around again, and everything's pretty much shut down. So I'm just gonna walk. Yay,
Oh, I
yay!
see.
I seen that door again. Again. Hey, there's Vision and Wanda. And yeah,
Did
Uh,
John have
again.
music playing?
Yeah, that looks like John.
Going back to Cabanas, did anybody else try the churro waffles?
I'm not a churro person.
Charlotte tried them.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte had them, but she didn't eat. She didn't eat it.
She didn't? Oh, it was so good. They were really good.
Now, what was your favorite food at Cabanas? I know yours was lamb chops.
Oh, the
Mm.
lamb
Peony
chops.
shrimp were good. Nice and
Oh,
fried.
the peony shrimp were good.
The day that they had
Indian food.
with that butter chicken was so good.
I know. That was delicious.
The beef brisket was really good.
Oh, the short rib.
Or the short rib.
Short
That's,
ribs
yeah.
were really good.
Their chicken tenders were amazing.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
very
the chicken
good.
tenders were good.
Yeah, what else was there? There was so much food that was nothing was
know.
bad. Everything was great.
Yeah. Well, that's Disney for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
can't argue with that.
besides me at the dinners, who
Oh.
else got 2 or 3 appetizers and 2 or 3 desserts?
And I lost all the weight I gained.
Oh God, I haven't even got on a scale since I got back. I'm afraid.
I gained only 3 pounds this cruise.
Wow.
I don't know how I did that.
Yeah,
Now my
I'm gonna
stomach's growling. Thanks, Stuart.
sorry. You know what I thought? I thought this time the portions were even a little bigger than I remember them being on previous cruises.
Did you see my steak that night?
The last night.
Oh my God,
No.
the prime rib was bigger than the
The prime
plate.
rib.
Oh,
When I
Yeah,
had
well,
the,
that prime rib was
truffle,
excellent.
yeah, the truffle butter on it. That steak was like this big. It was
Oh, the
huge.
Delmonico?
Yes.
The Marvel Day. 'cause that was the Hulk.
Yes.
I had the Chateaubriand. What was the first night? I think whatever night they served it. That was the best Chateaubriand I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh, my sea bass was really good.
Wasn't that great?
That sea bass was
So
delicious.
unlike that other cruise ship, this was real sea bass.
Oh,
Yeah. The other cruise line tried to pass a piece of tilapia off as sea bass.
Oh.
Yes.
$94, please,
oh,
for tilapia.
Wow.
Yeah, I forgot. I have to find a picture of that sea bass.
She's from
that-
Buffalo. She won't know the difference.
Oh. Sea bass one, sea bass two.
Yes.
You
This
tell
is
me.
chicken.
Yes. Yes, chicken of the sea. Yeah, that's
Chicken
good.
of the sea, exactly. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And I tried tuna tartare for the
Tartare.
first time. Yep.
Well, now you can have sushi, my dear, because that's exactly what that was.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same
I
thing.
travel with Michelle and I eat different food all the time.
Yeah. One night they had salmon tartare as an appetizer. The next night it was the tuna. And
I wish
they
I
were
would have
both
tried the salmon.
excellent.
What was the salmon, smoked salmon, or was it just regular salmon?
I don't think it was smoked.
It wasn't smoked. No.
No.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because I do like smoked salmon.
Yeah, it was excellent. Excellent.
Mhm.
I can't think of anything that I had that was not good.
I sent something back.
I had
The
yeah,
pork chop.
I had one that
It
wasn't
looked
good.
beautiful. It was nice and thick. It was breaded and coated beautifully.
Oh, with
but it
the
was-
honey
it was
mustard.
A little overdone.
Yes.
It was dry.
Yeah, yeah, they
So I-
were. You said that.
Oh yeah.
that
I
they
Yeah,
had-
see, now mine was
Right.
still moist. I was able to cut through it no problem, and yeah, mine was real moist.
I ate it, but yeah, that pork chop was dry.
The only thing that I had a problem with there was the one night we had, it was like a pasta that had some sort of tomato sauce and it had lobster and scallops in it, and goodness, what was in that pasta?
I don't remember.
Oh,
just-
was it the shrimp? It was
No,
shrimp
the
and
scallops?
scallops. Shrimp and
No,
scallops.
this one had lobster in it.
Oh,
It was the it was at Lumiere's.
Oh, Lumiere's. I don't have that
Yeah.
with me. It's in the
Um,
kitchen.
Uh-oh.
it wasn't that tasty at all. I mean, I like picked all of the seafood out and ate the seafood, but I left the pasta because it just wasn't
Hmm.
it wasn't that tasty. I mean, I wasn't gonna send it back because I had already ordered like 2 or 3 appetizers and had eaten them all. So, it wasn't a big deal. But that is the one thing that I probably, if I saw it on the menu again, I would instantly know and not order it again.
See, I told Michelle and John and Stuart know this. I make my own sauce. So I normally don't get sauce out because I know it's not going to be mine.
Mm.
There's a big difference. Just like I've learned no more cheesecake when I'm out.
oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
The cheesecake by far was better than
Mhm.
their cheesecake.
Wow.
Yeah, this was. How do you describe the cheesecake? It was, the cheesecake was not bad,
It wasn't enough cream cheese.
but
in
it
the
wasn't.
cheesecake.
It wasn't New York style cheesecake, which is what we're used to.
It was more of like a gel or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was more like a gelatin in there. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It's not the
Not
kind
a-
of cheesecake you'll get at the Cheesecake Factory.
right.
I'm not a
Or
cheesecake fan,
Darlene's.
so
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't. We didn't really order dessert that much.
not really.
Oh,
Oh,
how many
really?
desserts did you have, dear?
it was
Every night, at least 2
Yeah,
or 3.
it was.
I
Yeah,
had 2 or 3
I think it was
myself.
3
So.
every night except the first night and the last night I think it was just 2, but in between that it was like 3 every night. It was just.
And not just the taste either.
Okay.
Then I'd go up on the deck 9 and get ice cream after.
That's what happened to our desserts. He ate them.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He took care of it for you.
Yeah, he took care of them. That's why we didn't get many because
I'm the dessert thief.
The chocolate walnut chocolate walnut crunch cake, that was really good.
What was
I
the last
enjoyed
night?
that.
Was that the last night?
They had a
No,
chocolate- they had a
I think
chocolate
that
lava
was like
cake.
the 3rd or 4th night.
Oh,
There was a chocolate lava cake with ice cream. There was
Oh,
something
the
black
vanilla.
forest cake.
No, Michelle, the vanilla souffle with the chocolate sauce and the creme brulee was really good the
creme
first
brulee was
night.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't complain about any of the desserts. Yes, their cheesecake isn't what we're accustomed to, but I can't complain about any
Yeah.
dessert.
No, it was very good. Very good.
What was I gonna say about our servers?
Oh,
Melroy, and was it Milos?
Milos.
Melroy or Elroy?
Melroy.
Melroy. I was so mad. We came home the next day and we got in super, super late on the way back. And then I sat straight up in bed like, why isn't Melroy bringing me some breakfast? This is
I know. I messaged Michelle and I'm like, I think we should order some Mickey bars.
I saw Dave Rashoni, who was on the cruise with his wife Kathy. He put up something on Facebook. I saw him like he was waiting for somebody to serve him dinner or breakfast or whatever. I thought that was pretty funny.
yeah.
Yeah. It was, just talking about the servers. I guess you could say that my palate is not as developed as you good folks.
He
And
eats
so-
like a 6-year-old.
Okay, or you can say that. Yeah, you could say I eat like Hawkeye. Yeah, and so it was like our server was just kind of struggling with me because it was almost like he was offended that I didn't really want an appetizer. I'm like, this doesn't really look, no, thank you. And so he was like struggling trying to find something.
Should have given you a kiddie menu.
Wow.
Yeah, he actually brought me a bowl of grapes for an appetizer.
Grapes.
Wow.
Yes, a bowl of grapes.
See, my husband is very hard to cook for as well because he has a lot of allergies. And Stuart and Michelle have been part of our group, so they know. And so is John, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And they know that the chef comes over and he tells them what he needs. And he would normally get, a steak with salt and pepper on it, French fries, stuff like that, because he can't have palm oil,
Very
MSG,
simple. Yeah.
BHT. He gets everything very, very simple. So, yes. Yes. So there's your hint for the next time.
that John was afraid to ask for special orders. Meanwhile, it's like, you've been on 10 cruises. You know that's what they're there for.
That
You know,
is,
if you tell them, bring me a bowl of sugar and put sprinkles on it, they're going to do it for you.
Look
Yeah.
at when I thought I had the allergy to the fruit, remember they wouldn't even serve me anything that would even be near a berry. But now I found out I can eat the berries as long as they're fresh or frozen,
Right.
and
And
they don't
have
have
no
mold
mold.
on them. Yeah, no mold.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons we didn't get very many desserts, was because there were so many that had nuts in them.
Yes.
And so they wouldn't serve them to us because Ava was at the table with the nut allergy.
Yes.
So
So you
They-
told
they
them
just
ahead of
wouldn't-
time about her allergy, right?
yeah, we did.
Okay.
So
We did.
that means if you sat at our table, we wouldn't have been able to eat dessert to protect Ava.
Yep.
You're never sitting at our table.
So sorry.
Sorry, no offense.
No, it worked out. I
I
figured you guys didn't want to hear the kids talking everybody's ears off at the table, so we sat at our own. But really, it did work out because they wouldn't serve. There was like a cookies and cream dessert or something, and they wouldn't serve
Oh, that was
because of the nuts, and Ava was sitting at the table. But yeah, Kyle has a fish allergy, and he can't eat chicken or poultry either. So it was really interesting. But they went out of their way to make sure that he had
They're very good with
something
that.
to eat.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
very, very
They're
good with
very,
that.
very conscientious when it comes
really
to that.
are. Did
I've been
anybody have
dealing
the
with it for
cupcake dessert?
years, so
The cupcake sundae dessert. Did anybody have that?
That was the last night.
Oh my God, that was so good. If I had room, I would have gotten a second one. It was incredible. Yeah, I can't tell you which my favorite dessert was of any of the nights. Now, there were 3 restaurants we split time with. The first 2 nights were at Lumiere's. The next 2 nights were at Animator's Palette, and the last night was at Rapunzel's.
That was a beautiful restaurant.
Yeah. John, do you remember the name of the restaurant that was there before, by any chance?
Before Rapunzel's Royal Table?
Yeah.
Was it Jose Carioca's or?
I think you're right. I think it was Jose Carioca's.
I'm showing my sea bass right now.
Which one? The real one?
This is the real one.
Kyle has allergies.
I know. Oh, you know what else was really good, which I've never had the combination, was the asparagus broccoli soup. That was really good.
I think we didn't. Did we do? We did the butternut squash one night and the potato soup. The potato soup. They wouldn't serve the potato soup to Kyle because it had anchovies in it.
Wow. I had the potato soup.
Anchovies
did?
in the potato soup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anchovies.
I had the mango soup one night. Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless
I
you.
did not know that.
The mango
Oh,
soup was
the
great.
pretzel bread. That was really
Yeah.
good.
We never saw it because our
Yeah.
kids devoured the bread baskets.
Oh,
Well, they were delicious every night with a different spread.
I didn't get a single piece of bread at dinner the entire cruise.
Wow.
Oh.
Sorry.
Mickey bar on a plate.
I didn't take
Oh.
one picture of food. I was too busy eating the food.
Oh, I took plenty of pictures of food.
I did too.
Yeah,
all
we,
the pictures.
Yeah, we took pictures.
Well, besides going to Alaska, which I thought was beautiful, I thought that this was my favorite cruise because of the company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just love this. Is the best one yet, I think.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget how cold it was. So we were like hibernating on that cruise.
Alaska was my favorite cruise, but for different reasons.
Different
It
reasons.
was because of where we were, and
The scenery was gorgeous.
yeah, it was just incredible just to see Alaska at that time. But this, for the people, by far, this was the best cruise.
Oh, that truffle pasta. That was really good.
Yes.
That was really good. The persets, they were called.
Yeah.
Right.
Trying to see. Oh, yeah. See, here's my pork chop. My pork chop looked really moist.
Mine looked really good too. Until
It
it took
looked
about
really moist.
5 strokes to try to get through it with a knife.
Yeah.
This was the so good. Wait, was that it? That was it, right? Yes, that was it.
Those of us who are listening to the show, you can't see these, but You can watch the show on YouTube and you can watch it on Talk Show. So you can see all the pictures Darlene's holding up.
This
Yeah,
is
that
the
was-
walnut dessert
Yeah.
that I was telling you
So
about.
the
That was really
presentation
good.
of all the food
presentation was beautiful.
is
Ah.
second to none.
Yeah.
You know, a way to describe Disney dining is if you went to a 5-star restaurant every night,
Exactly.
in whether it be in New York City or London or someplace, some exclusive area. That's what it's like eating on a Disney cruise every night.
Right. And it's not like you have to buy an upgraded package like you have to do on some other cruise lines.
Yeah, exactly.
So we did
Ooh.
Palo.
You did. Yes. Explain
Yeah,
that.
tell us about that, please.
I won't say it's a problem, but it ended up being a problem.
It ended up being a problem.
So the kids, Palo's adult only. So in order for us to go to Palo, we had to make sure that the kids had a reservation at the kids club. Well, I guess due to COVID protocols or whatever, they don't feed the kids at the kids club.
Oh.
So we had to go to dinner we had to make sure the kids ate first. And so we had Animator's Palette that night, and we went to dinner and we ate at Animator's Palette at our regular, 6 p.m. main dining time. Our reservation at Palo was at 8. We thought we could eat both.
No. Oh, it was so fun.
Oh my gosh. We sat at the table laughing at each other because they just kept bringing us course after course and we just could not eat it all. And then we take a couple bites and we'd look at each other and then like try to devour the whole thing. The chocolate souffle was
That's
so
my
good.
favorite.
It was so good. And then I ordered there was a shrimp and calamari deal that was just insanely delicious. And then I have to look at my pictures, but it was all delicious, and they just kept bringing it to us, and we were so full that we were laughing at each other.
Yeah, we were just delirious. Just bordering from a food coma. It was like, I just one more bite. Just one more. No, don't bring anything. Oh yes, bring that. No, not anymore. Yeah, okay, yeah, bring that.
Yeah. Palo.
We should have told you.
Yeah, Palo is a very different fine dining experience because, like you say, they just want to keep bringing more courses to you, and they'll ask you, how many entrees do you want to have? How many appetizers do you want to have? It is insane.
And brunch is very different from the dinner menu. And John, you and Kelly went for brunch one day.
Well, right, but it's amazing how much they have for dinner entrees at brunch. I had red snapper.
I love red snapper.
One of my brunch entrees.
It wasn't red tilapia, was it? Little red food coloring.
That's on another cruise line. Yeah.
I don't think this computer's running. I have to see if this computer will wake back up to show you a picture of this fish. Oh.
But the drink at the end of the dinner at Palo, the little shot that they give you.
They give you a shot?
Limoncello?
It's
to cleanse your palate.
Good. Yes, it was great.
It was so good.
I just wanted more. But then you're so full.
You're so full.
You're like, you wanted to ask for more, but it was like you're gonna explode if you get some more. So
right?
No, that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
What was your favorite show on the ship? What did you like the most for this being your first cruise?
So we missed Disney Dreams.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You didn't see that one at all.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
So I guess by default, Tangled.
Tangled. Yeah. Did you like the show in Rapunzel's?
Yeah, that was
cute. Yeah. I liked the show in Rapunzel's was.
Animator's Palette was probably the most fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you see your little characters go across the
Oh
screen?
yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
neat.
By the
The
way,
kids made fun of Daddy's little
John's an
character.
incredible artist.
Yes, he is.
He drew the Hulk
Yeah.
on his character.
Oh, did he?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that was probably the most fun. The kids liked seeing their
Oh,
drawings dance on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Daddy tried to draw a little Mickey Mouse that was not. They looked more like a bear, so they started calling
Bear
his
Mickey.
bear Mickey or Bear Mouse or something.
Yeah.
And, oh, look, it's Daddy's Bear Mouse. Yeah, yeah. So,
That's funny.
yeah, they had fun with that.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else that anybody wants to talk about? I think we've covered a wide range. We didn't really talk about each deck in itself because the decks are different. A lot of them have the staterooms, indoor, outdoor, or inside, outside.
Some have both. Some have staterooms along
Mhm.
with a venue.
Yep. Then there's the restaurants, which are on a couple of the decks. One was on, I think, 2 on 3, 1 on 4, if I remember right.
I don't remember.
Was it 2 on 4, 1 on 3?
2 on 3 and 1 on 4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Animator's Palette on 4,
Shopping.
Rapunzel's and Lumiere's on 3.
Shopping on the ship. We didn't talk about that. Anybody shop on the ship?
I did.
Yeah.
Ship shop.
Ship shopping.
Yeah.
Ship shopping.
Yeah.
I didn't think that they had much Marvel or Castaway Key merchandise. I'm sure
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
had
that
no
be
Castaway
impacted
Key.
by,
Yeah.
They
distribution
saved that for
challenges.
Castaway Key.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my understanding was that for Marvel Day at Sea that they were supposed to have exclusive merch that
And
you could
didn't
only
see
get
that.
on that day, and I went looking around for it, and and that, so yeah, I was a little bummed out by that.
Yeah, I think we all were.
I think we all were, yes, because I
Yeah.
was looking for stuff. But as the cast member explained to us, was that they are in a position where they can only sell what they get.
Hmm.
Things are still out on containers,
Yeah.
not
Yep.
being delivered.
Mm.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. And it'll probably wind up at Cast Connections at Disney World.
Mm.
They had a nice art gallery.
They
Yeah.
did.
The jewelry store had beautiful
Oh, yeah.
pieces. Gorgeous.
Yes.
I
yes,
tried
yes.
not to look because that would have cost me some mega bucks.
Exactly, right?
On Castaway Key, they did have Castaway Key merchandise.
Yes.
Right.
They did.
But they used to have some of that on the ship, and there was nothing on the ship.
There was nothing, no.
So the one thing that surprised me was the lack of like swimwear.
Oh, yes.
Ava had a problem with her swimsuit. She wore it anyway. But we really were trying to find another swimsuit for her, and we couldn't get one on the ship. And then we got to Castaway Key, and there wasn't much there either.
No?
Yeah, I was surprised about that.
Wow. What about the straw market?
No.
That was a quick no.
Yeah.
They sold straw at the straw market.
Yeah, we had to leave the straw.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've covered pretty much everything.
I think we did too. We did a good job.
Yeah, we did. We will have another show with Lottie's and Kyle's kids to talk about the kid clubs. I can't wait for that. We'll have to schedule that on, whenever they're available.
And collecting shells. I was collecting shells with Eva.
Yes, we'll have to check their schedules. See
Yes,
if we can.
it'll probably have to be earlier than 10 p.m. though.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll do that. That I'm pretty much free anytime for that. Just let me know. I'd like to get Dave and Shelley on to talk about their experience on the cruise, which was a little bit different than ours.
Yeah, they had
yes.
experience.
Yes, they did. They did.
They were troopers. They really were troopers on the cruise. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. We'll be back. Now, we're not going to do a news show tomorrow, being Tuesday. We'll record that as part of our show Thursday. So we'll see you guys Thursday night, Friday, whenever you listen to the show. But we'll be back later in the week with another new episode. And at some point, we'll have Lottie and Kyle's kids on to talk about the kids' clubs and their experience on the cruise. So until then, everybody, please be safe. Bye-bye.
See you real soon.
Well, if you had walked up and down the corridor past our door, if you every 6 minutes you can hear one division, one division. But thanks for spending some time with us tonight. Have a great week.
Good night.
Yep. Good night.
Have a magical night. Stay safe. Happy Valentine's Day, and we'll see you real soon.